Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new then welcome. I'm Christina, and today we're going to be going over everything that I personally bought. I cannot say that. I personally bought during the Sephora Savings Event. I'm also going to be sharing with you guys some footage that I took while I was shopping at Sephora, trying to decide what I wanted to buy. So I did make one order online whenever it started for Rouge, and then I went into the store one time. Hopefully these are my only buys. I cannot guarantee that though. I don't know. I came to the conclusion that there are some things that I really want to test out strictly because, well, I don't want to say strictly, but mainly because this is what I do for a living. I test makeup, I test skincare, and I let you guys know what I think. I have been a little more hesitant in spending recently, and I think all of us really have been, but truly this is part of my job. So I thought it made the most sense for me to try things out to let you know so that you could make a smarter purchasing decision, because this is your hard-earned money. These are things that you are spending to hopefully love for yourself. So the least I can do within the realm of my job is to kind of help you guys decide as well. First, let's start off with the things that I bought online. These are things that were not available in stores around me, so I just went ahead and purchased them. Starting off with 4 things from Violette FR. I have never tried this brand, but I hear such great things about them. I bought one Bisou jelly, which is supposed to be the sheer lip shine. I got the shade Aisa. One Bisou Balm. This is the sheer matte lipstick, and I believe this is the newest shade that they just released in Mon Chéri. And I got 2 of the liquid eyeshadows. I bought the matte one in the shade Tout Doux and the shade Couvre de Laube. I don't know a lick of French, I'm telling you guys right now. I did mention that I was going to be picking up one other Laneige Glaze Craze shade. This one is in the shade Blueberry Jelly. And I bought one of the Basma Blurring Gloss Bombs in the shade Nude. This is quite a heavy unit. This is like a very substantial unit. This was the only one that really caught my eye, and I'm very curious about this formulation. So of course we will be trying this out today. We're going to be trying all of the lip products, don't you worry. And I did buy one of the Sephora collection liquid blushes that just released as well. During the sale, you do get 30% off no matter what your tier is on Sephora collection. I got this in the shade number 3 on the bright side, and I'm very excited to try this out. It does have that little spongy tip applicator, and that was everything for my online order. Pretty good. Not a lot of products, but I will say it was still around like $100-ish, if not more than that. And as far as the things that I purchased in store, so the first one that I've already started using, this is the Sol de Janeiro Delicia Drench Shower Oil in the Cheirosa 59 fragrance. I do have the body spray version of this. I think I purchased it during the last Sephora sale, at least one of the Sephora sales. This is a shower oil, and when you first put it on in the shower, it is more of that oily texture, but it does end up foaming up, getting a very good lather. It smells incredible. If you smelled Cheirosa 59, smells exactly like that. I am really enjoying this. I really did have to debate on if I wanted to splurge on a shower gel or a shower oil, but I do really enjoy shower oils. I think that they are such a fun experience. I love this scent, and I was really influenced by 2 of my friends here on YouTube, Leah Janae and Lauren May Beauty. Both of them have raved about these 2, and I always like to get fragrance recommendations from both of them, so I went ahead, bit the bullet. Do not regret it. It's very good. I purchased another shade of the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Matte Bouncy Blush in the shade Worth. This was actually the one that I initially had my eye on when they first did that pre-order, but it sold out very quickly, way faster than I could get my hands on it. Whenever I went into the store, I think last week before the sale had happened, I had the opportunity to swatch all of the shades. This one by far was the best one out of the bunch, so I went ahead, picked that up. I've had my eye on this one for quite a while, so I wanted to go ahead and get this. This is the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Melting Bronzing and Sculpting Stick. I got this in Chocolate Souffle. You guys know I love my cream bronzers, and cream contours. I purchased another one, a lot of Too Faced actually, Too Faced Pillow Balm. This is in the Juicy Watermelon Kiss. This is a liquefied lip balm, and this color looks insane, but swatched, this was the one that I gravitated towards the most. I initially purchased this one a couple months back before they pulled the mango kiss one from the shelves, because I think they discontinued this scent. But look how much I've used. That is a lot for someone that has a large lip collection like I do. I've actually been using this one morning and night as part of my skincare routine exclusively. I truly love these, so I wanted to pick up another shade. I was thinking that I was gonna wear this one in place of this, because the scent of this I'm kind of like not liking anymore. I don't know, it smells good out of the tube, but once I put it on, it's too much, I think. I think I may actually go and purchase the original, which is just a clear one. That was my initial thought process when going into the store, but I did swatch them all, and this one seemed very sheer, but I have already tried it on, and it is quite pigmented on the lips. And then lastly, this one definitely was a spontaneous buy. I've talked about this one actually in one of my Curbing Makeup Cravings videos. I was saying, I don't need it, but don't hold me accountable if you see that I end up buying it, because I ended up buying it. This is the Natasha Denona Mini Eye Sculpt palette. It's just a bunch of matte shades, and I am going to be doing some traveling in the next 2 months. With the discount, I think it ends up being like $21-ish. I was there, and I got, you guys. That is my entire Sephora haul. So let's go ahead and try these things out. I don't think I'm going to be using the liquid shadows with the powder shadows, so I'll be inserting some footage of all of them separately so you guys can see it. But since I did not purchase any base products, I'm gonna go ahead and do my base while we talk about other things that I saw that I was debating on purchasing in store. So the first thing, when I first walked in, I was actually surprised to see this, the Huda Beauty Duo blush filters. They're just the minis of the liquid blushes that they came out with. So one of the duos actually contains strawberry cream, which is one that I've had my eyes on since they launched, and the shade Black Cherry. And I'm not too crazy about Black Cherry. I mean, honestly, I think it would be nice to have. I'm trying to break the habit of just buying things because I think it's a good deal and then just having excess amount of product that I'm not going to use. I think I'd rather purchase just the shade Strawberry Cream versus buying this, but this is very cute. And if you want to try multiple shades, I think this is the way to go. And then they have another duo that has the shade Cotton Candy and Peach Sorbet. These are $25 full price. So with whatever discount you get, obviously it's going to be less than that. I think that's actually a pretty good deal. But I did talk myself out of it because I do have 2 of the blush filter shades. I have Latte, and I did end up buying Watermelon Pop, and I think I'm good with those. I think it's such a good liquid blush. It's actually very easy to work with. It's slightly creamy, but they do dry down fully, and they last all day. They're quite pigmented, so you got to be a little bit careful. But I've just heard overwhelmingly good things about these, specifically because they're just so easy to work with. So the next thing is actually one of the Sephora Favorites kits, and they usually come out with these twice a year, during the springtime and then during the fall. And this one is the Clean Me Up kit, and this is actually a very good kit, you guys, in terms of what's included in it. I think all these products are really good, but the reason I didn't pick it up, obviously, is because I've either tried all of these or I have them. So there's really no reason for me personally to pick them up, but I do think that they are really good, and I would definitely recommend them if you have your eyes on it. There are 3 full-size products. You have the full-size Whole Feet Brow Gel, which I just spoke about. It's not my favorite, but I do know that some people do enjoy that one. The Tower 28 Make Waves Mascara, that is a really good tubing mascara. And then a full size of the Lawless Forget the Filler. Looks like it's the Cherry Vanilla shade, and I love those glosses. They're such good plumping glosses that are not irritating to the lips, and they have so many good shades. If you haven't tried the formulation yet, I think this is a good way to try it if you have your eyes on some of the products in here. They also have a mini of the LYS bronzing stick, which I really enjoy. I'm not a huge fan of the Fenty Beauty Fat Water. It's okay, but I do enjoy other toners over that one. But yeah, this is a great one. I think it's actually sold out online, so if you can find it in stock in store and you have your eyes on the products that are in this kit, I would highly recommend it. But again, don't just buy it because there's maybe one or two things in there that you kind of want. At that point, just look into buying the full size of that specific product. You know what I mean? Another very intriguing product that I saw in stores that I didn't expect to see in stores actually is the Laura Mercier Bronze Color Infusion Multi Duo Bronzers. These are brand new. They have, I believe, 4 shades. Each of them are duos. I swatched the shades number 3 Canes and number 40 Riviera, and I think the shade Canes is actually the best one, number 30 for me. But even then I was kind of on the fence because I felt like it was a little too light, and then the shade number 40 was a little too dark. And also I was wondering how this would work in terms of brush size. I do tend to like going in with quite a fluffy big brush when it comes to my bronzers. Laura Mercier powders have been some of my standout products from them. I actually really enjoy a lot of the powders that Laura Mercier has. So I don't doubt that if I bought this, I would like it, but I didn't feel like it was something that I would buy and love and use over other bronzers that I'm currently using anyways. And to be transparent with you guys, I do still get Laura Mercier PR, so I'm wondering if I'm gonna get this in PR, and if I do, then I will report back with you guys and let you know what I think about them. By the way, you guys have asked me what this brush is a couple times. This is the BK114. It is a dual-sided brush, so each side is different in bristles, and I really like this brush. I think I'm using the wrong side actually. I like the taper to it, and you can really get into the crevices. Another product that I've actually been going back and forth on, and I finally saw it in stores for the first time, is the Haus Labs highlighters. These look beautiful. Oh my gosh. I thought these would be chunkier, but I actually really enjoy how skinny these are. And they had all the shades, so I swatched a couple of them. I believe I swatched Glassy Champagne Quartz, Glassy Opal, and Pure Glass. And I think Glassy Citrine, I believe that I swatched that one as well. I think that they give that true glossy sheen that you're looking for. It is going to be a creamy highlighting stick, and it says that it's non-sticky, and this claim always kind of confuses me when it comes to these highlighting sticks. Are they saying that the non-sticky feel is a separate thing from the wet feel? Because it doesn't seem like this dries down. I did put it on the back of my hand, and I walked around the store for quite a bit, and I was just playing with products and testers and stuff, and I would periodically touch my hand, and it still felt wet. So this doesn't seem like a product that's going to dry down. I don't think that that is the expectation for this. When I think about it, I don't need that, because my natural oils just come throughout the day when I'm wearing makeup anyways. So I'm going to look shiny throughout the day. So why do I want a product that's going to do that? You know what I mean? It would definitely be fun, but I don't think that it's a necessary product for me, but I do think it is beautiful. But I was looking at getting another shade of the color infused blushes. I have been eyeing the shade French Rosette. My friend here, Elle Chu, she loves that shade of the Haus Labs blushes. And I swatched that one next to Fire Moon, and I honestly kept thinking, is this shade too similar to the shade Bacon Cakes from Fenty Beauty? Because they both kind of lean on that dusty, warm rose-like side of things. I don't know. I'm going back and forth on this one because I know that I love the blush formula from Haus Labs. This color looks absolutely gorgeous. But the funny thing is, they didn't have a tester of the Fenty Bacon Cakes at my store. But when I got home, I did swatch it, and of course it's different lighting. Sephora lighting is very different from daylight lighting or natural lighting. I came to the conclusion that they're similar enough to where I probably shouldn't purchase it. Will I? I don't know. I just love the blushes from Haus Labs, and I keep saying in my head, just because you like the formula doesn't mean you're gonna love the color as much as Fire Moon. You don't need multiple colors of something, but we'll see if I win this battle. So that's everything that I was kind of debating on in store. But let's now move on to trying products that I bought. So I really want to try these out today. The Violette FR shades. I just love a liquid eyeshadow. I think that they are the perfect one and done products, and for the most part, I think that they're usually pretty easy to work with. Wow, that matte shade, absolutely gorgeous. This one, a bit red for me, but I've been noticing that I kind of like a warmer gold, a warmer copper, not necessarily in terms of the swatches on like my hand or my arm, but once I actually get it on my face, I tend to really like the way they look. So I thought that I would take a chance on this one. I was thinking I was going to use them together, but they seem quite different. I don't know if they would actually layer nicely in terms of color, you know? I think I kind of want to try them separately. So I'm just going to be boring, try this matte one out. I'm just going to dot this on. It's always a toss-up whether you should dot a liquid shadow onto your eyes or take it on the back of the hand first. Ooh, she's pigmented. Okay, I'm gonna wipe the excess off here and continue blending. Typically with liquid shadows, you want to work quickly with a light hand as to avoid patching. Oh, that's gorgeous. So the last sale, I tried to buy the Armani liquid shadow in the shade Cashew. It never went back in stock, by the way, so I ended up buying it after the fact because I've wanted that one for years. This one reminds me of that, except much warmer and slightly darker. So if you have a darker skin tone and you find Cashew doesn't work for you, I actually think this is very comparable. Oh, that's smooth. That applied smooth, non-patchy whatsoever. You see what I mean about liquid shadows being a really good one and done shadow, because it almost creates dimension all on its own. So beautiful. Wow, wow, wow. And that was really easy to work with. So we're going to do the same thing on this side. It is quite creamy when first applied, so I think that helps with blending it out. And it actually doesn't feel like a film. You know how sometimes liquid shadows feel like they leave sort of a film on the skin, thus making it feel like a heavy shadow? I'm not experiencing that with this. Yeah, that's really beautiful, super easy to blend. If you're not used to liquid shadows though, it may be a little bit difficult at first to work with them, but I actually feel like this was quite easy. Now that I have it on the eyes, I actually feel like these might layer quite nicely with each other. Maybe we'll just do a little dot. We'll just do a tiny little bit. So I'm actually gonna take this on the back of my hand just to make sure that I have some precision, and I'm taking another brush. By the way, that was a Sigma E25, and now I'm taking a Sigma E27. It's just a smaller version. And I'm going to put this in the center, but really diffuse it. Oh, that's really pretty. Would you say this is a copper? I think it's a pretty true copper. It's applying really nicely and it's blending flawlessly. My only thing is I find that I don't gravitate towards really warm coppers like this like ever. I was thinking that this was going to be a little bit more gold than it's pulling on me. Maybe if I pair it with a true brown in the crease, and that'll kind of change the look of this. It's beautiful though. And I think it blends just as easily as that matte. I mean, it blended in flawlessly, honestly. But I'm trying to think in terms of, is this going to be something that I reach for a lot? And am I going to get good use out of it? I don't know if I'm going to be wearing this shade all the time. The shimmer in it is really pretty. The blendability is there. The shade, a little too red for me.
All right, so inserting some footage of the mini Sculpt palette from Natasha Denona. So I went in and I tried to use every single shade. I think I did use every single shade here. And as expected, these shadows went on super buttery and they're super easy to blend out. Sometimes matte shadows can be a little finicky. You can get a little bit of patching and stuff. I went ahead and used an eye primer, and then I dusted a little bit of setting powder on my lids before going in with shadow, and I find that that makes them go on super smooth. But honestly, I feel like these would have done really well even without it. I would probably go in with this mid-tone brown. I think this is like the lightest of the browns, and I'd probably wear this on an everyday basis all over the lids and a little bit into the crease and just with mascara, and I would be good to go. But for demonstration purposes, I wanted to do more of a smoky eye for you guys. guys. So I took this all over the lids, the darker brown, and I did a little bit of a black smoky wing liner. And I have been really loving this look in general. I think it's so classy. It's great whenever I want something that's dramatic but not too much because it's a brown smoky eye. And these are just so great. I think that this palette will serve as a great base for any other like shimmery shadows, any single shadows that I may want to travel with. I definitely feel like sometimes when I travel with my Makeup by Mario palette or my Patrick Ta Major Dimensions 3 palette, those are just really clunky. So this is for sure going to be my new go-to matte eyeshadow palette. I really enjoy this. I think it was definitely worth it for $21-ish. Such a good deal.
Okay, I went ahead and put a little bit of mascara on, and I did some cream bronzer. I forgot to add the Pillow Balm. I was going to use this to prep my lips. So you guys can see here, I'll just go ahead and apply it. These are such nourishing lip balms. I did not have any interest in these for the longest time, but I saw so many people talking about how incredible these were, and then I had seen that they came out with new shades. Maybe they had reformulated, but I finally picked up this one, like I said, and I just fell in love. They are so nourishing, and they're actually super hydrating enough to where I can use this in place of a sleeping mask at night and in place of like my usual lip balms in the morning. So good. But you can see it added quite a bit of pink to my lips. I actually paired this with more of a brown lip liner the other day, and I thought it was so beautiful and such a fun bright shade that still is quite wearable for the things that I like. They're so good. I love it. And they all smell like their name. So this one smells like mango, this one smells like watermelon. They're all really good. Oh my gosh, I meant to use my Chocolate Soleil. Why did I put a different bronzer on? I'm gonna take this off and then we're gonna put this on. All right, I don't know what happened there, but I went ahead and I redid my base, and we're gonna go in with the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil. This smells exactly like chocolate, you guys. Oh my gosh. I have had such an obsession with chocolate in the last couple months. I've always really liked it, but recently I cannot get enough. I'm gonna take my favorite cream bronzer brush. This is the BK Beauty 109 brush. It's just this tiny little paw. So good. I'm going to apply it straight on the face on one side, and then I'm going to take it on the brush on the other side just so we can see how this works. I've seen plenty of people use this and love this. So I'm going to take some of this on my brush and we're going to apply this. Oh, that's such a good shade. They did recently expand and add a couple of new shades to the line. I knew that Chocolate Souffle was going to be the best bet for me. I think I'm getting a little bit better at picking my bronzer colors, you guys, because before I would go way too dark, but now I've learned to kind of pick ones that add just a little bit more of a subtle bronze or shadow. This is actually pulling quite cool on me. I would say it's like a neutral brown, neutral cool brown. So this side we have the stick, and then this side we do not. Just a little bit of sculpting, just a little bit of bronzing. Perfect shade. If you are my shade twin, Chocolate Souffle is the way to go. It melts into the skin like chocolate. I do have like patchy areas of skin that I kind of had to work with, especially on this side. This right here is like my problematic area when it comes to bronzer, but I find creams, if they're good, will kind of work with that. And I think once it's powdered down, it's going to be the perfect amount of pigmentation. So now let's just go in and put it directly on the face. Oh yeah, this reminds me a lot of the LYS bronzing stick in terms of how melty and emollient this is, and it is quite pigmented just like the LYS one. So do you need both? Probably not, but are both really good? Yes, absolutely. This one is fun because it smells like chocolate. I can't even deny that. I think I actually prefer taking it on my brush though, and then putting it on the face. Do you see what I mean? It's just completely avoiding this spot right here. My little troubled area. I don't blame the product though. I think it's something about my skin. Very good. A+ in my book. I love it. Okay, now we're gonna move on to blush. So as I showed you guys, I did pick up 2 blushes, and because I've spoken about these and I've tried these on my channel already, I'm gonna just put in some B-roll of me trying out this specific shade in Worth. In terms of the actual formulation of these, I do really like them. I love that they're a cream to powder formulation. So if you are someone that has more oily skin, then I think this would actually be a really good cream blush for you to test out, because it's not going to be overly greasy. It's not going to slip and slide on your skin. And if you tend to have issues with like hyperpigmentation coming through with these, I would recommend to use this on top of your setting powder, and they work flawlessly that way. I don't find that it cakes up or anything like that, and you get very intense pigmentation that way as well. But I want to test out this one from Sephora. As you can see, it has one of those little sponge tip applicators. If you guys have ever used like the She Glam liquid contours or blushes, I think that Revolution Beauty or Profusion from Walmart, they have this same applicator. I like it. I don't see a benefit in terms of if it's better than a different type of applicator. I like this more than the little sponge tip that we've seen on other liquid blushes. This just seems a little bit cleaner and a little easier to work with for me. Oh, let's swatch this actually. Did I just get the same color in both of my blushes here? Let's swatch this one. And if you guys haven't seen, but I'm sure you already have, this does have that like creamy bouncy texture to it right there. Oh gosh, they're definitely in the same color family. However, the Rare Beauty one is a little bit more pink peach, whereas this one is a little bit more burnt orange. I just have so many swatches on the back of my hand right now. So I'm going to be taking this and my BK 113 brush, and I think I'm actually going to just dot this on the face and then blend it out. I'm going to try to work a little bit quickly here because I don't know how fast these dried down yet. But typically with a liquid blush or liquid anything, I try to work as quickly as possible with as little product as possible too, because you can always build it up. But wow, that kind of melted into the skin. That's really sorry, that's really beautiful. And I was trying to figure out what I thought. So that is an incredibly diffused liquid blush right there. How gorgeous. It is a very light touch, just like a hint of color. I was a little nervous by this swatch by how dark it was, but you guys saw how that blended out. That was beautiful. Let me do the other side before I decide if I want to add any more. So with liquid blushes like this, I always set my face down with powder. No matter how intense it is underneath the powder, I'm not extremely worried because powder does tend to kind of stamp out some of that pigmentation anyways, so it's not as harsh. But this looks gorgeous. This is blending into the skin like a dream, and not in a way where it's getting stuck in my brush and disappearing off of the skin. It truly seems like it's diffusing and shearing out the color across all the area that I'm like blending it into. It does feel a little bit wet where I can still work with it. It's not depositing too much product in any one place, and it sort of just transitioned really seamlessly into that bronzer, which is usually what I like to see. I want to see it just blend in versus becoming a really harsh line. Really pretty. I'm trying not to get too excited, mainly because I don't want to get too excited too early, you know? But wow, I've used a lot of liquid blushes in my day, and I will say that usually when they blend out like this, I am a big fan. I'm gonna see how it wears throughout the day with my oils and see if it actually stays and if it fades or whatever. But upon first impression, I am impressed by that. That looks lovely. Do you see that? All right, guys, so I powdered my face and I did add a little bit of bronzer. This is the LYS powder bronzer in the shade Harmony. I've been really enjoying that one as well. We've lost a lot of the blush, so let's add a little bit more on top, shall we? I want to mainly see how this does on top of powder. And I find usually with cream and liquid blushes, once you put it on top of powder, it just kind of intensifies it even more because it clings on to the powder, not in a patchy way, but just in a more pigmented way, I guess. I don't know how to explain that. As you guys saw, it's still blended in so nicely. And I don't see it accentuating the setting powder. I don't see it clinging or creating any patches. That is such a beautiful, natural, easy to work with liquid blush. I am thoroughly, thoroughly impressed. Highly recommend you check one of these out, you guys, if you have the opportunity, because this is so beautiful. And look how small and compact and cute this is. This is definitely going to be traveling with me. Really impressed by that. Okay, so now all we have are the lip products. I want to start off with the Laneige one because this one is just going to be the easiest to remove. So this applicator I'm not too crazy about, but I don't hate it. It's not the worst applicator, but I do find it's a little gimmicky. It smells good. It does smell like blueberries, kind of like grape as well. If I didn't know what it was called, I would think it was grape. I like this formula. It's very slippery and very hydrating. It's not going to be a product that I use just for hydration. This is definitely more of a lip color for me. Oh, that's so pretty. It's not too purple. Definitely has a good amount of red in there to where it's looking like it's not washing me out. It's actually kind of warming up my complexion. Okay, I took my hair down just because I feel like you'll be able to see more of the finished look with the lip color, you know? I have a little kink right there, just ignore that. But this is blueberry jelly. It's beautiful. It's the perfect type of berry that I've been really enjoying. It's definitely purple, but there's a little bit of red to it where it doesn't make it look too washed out or too cool on me. And I love this formula. I think it's so comfortable. It's definitely not a lip balm in my eyes. It's not something that I'm going to reach for hydration per se. It's more so gonna be a lip color that tends to be hydrating for me. Don't look at it with the eyes because it doesn't go with our eye look right now, but very, very nice. Really like that. Now let's go in with the Basma Blurring Gloss Balm. Like I said, I got this in the shade Nude. I feel like this is going to be a liquefied lipstick. There's a bit of a vanilla scent to it. Oh, maybe it's more like a high coverage gloss. I don't know. It says a balm plus gloss plus lipstick in one. Pamper your lips with this 3-in-1 blurring formula, rich in hydration, pigment, and shine. Okay, let's put it on. No lip liner or anything. Does this look like my exact lip color? I feel like it does. It's like my lip color, but shiny. Okay, I'm not mad at it. Definitely think I need a lip liner with this color. Oh, it does that thing where when you press your lips together, it'll kind of create a pigment line, you know, like if you don't blur it or if you don't blend it well enough. Let me try to create that for you guys. You can kind of see there's a little bit of a line of unevenness in pigment. Not a huge deal. You can easily get rid of that by just like patting your lips together. Let me put a lip liner on with this. I'm gonna use the Makeup by Mario Travis lip liner. All right, and then let's add this blurring balm on top. I'm gonna wipe off some excess. I'm gonna go in with a little first. Oh, that's way prettier with a lip liner. Much better with a lip liner. I would say this is a medium to high coverage because you can still kind of see that lip liner underneath it. Really beautiful. I wouldn't say that this is super, super, super shiny. I mean, obviously you can see that there's some good shine on top of there, like hydrated lips. It does look like it's sort of filled in the lip lines. Very subtly. I love a good gloss that is high in pigment and it doesn't sink in to my lip lines. I think that this is actually kind of going right on top of it, which I think is part of the blurring effect of them. It looks very nice. I wouldn't say it's the highest shine. It is quite comfortable though. It is good pigmentation, so you don't have to worry about going in with a lipstick and then a lip gloss on top. You kind of have both in one. But if you want more shine, you're gonna have to add a lot more of this. And I think if you're wearing a lip liner, it may kind of like cover that up the more you put on top. But this, I like this. I could wear this. This actually looks like a perfect nude shade for me. Yeah, I like that shade a lot. Lastly, we have the Violette FR Balms. Let's do the shine one first. I'm very excited about this. I've heard such good things, such good things. This one has a core, a pigment core, and then you have the hydrated portion on the outside of that pigmented core. Oh, it smells sweet. It smells like vanilla as well, but a little lighter than the Basma one. It's a little bit more stiff than I imagined it would be upon first swipe. I was thinking that this would be very similar to a glossy balm where it just kind of melts down. It's quite solid, which I think is a good thing. Sometimes glossy melty balms are a little bit hard to work with because you can only get so much of the product before it just goops onto your lips, you know? So let's try this. Oh yeah, that feels like a lip balm going on. You know, I thought that this was more of that caramel one. I think that's a different shade. I think I went for a berry tone. Is this berry or red? This is described as a cool berry. I was also eyeing the shade Bon Bon Caramel, but I wanted to see if I liked this formula first. And this is pretty. Since that core is in the center, you do kind of get it right in the center of your lips. But then once you press your lips together, it disperses really nicely. Like I said, been really into berries lately, and this one kind of just melts directly into your lips where it looks like it could be a just bitten stain type of thing. Unlike the Laneige one where you can tell it's a glossy lip color, this almost looks like a lip stain. It's kind of that lived in lip color look. That's very, very pretty. Is it something that I've never tried before? Probably not. I'm sure that I can pull some lipsticks within my collection that give the similar look and feel to this, but it feels very no fuss. Very beautiful, very easy to work with. My lips look hydrated. The pigment evenly dispersed on the lips. That was no issue. And it's not sinking into any of my fine lines. I'm interested and curious to see how this wears throughout the day, so I will let you guys know in the description as I wear it throughout the day and multiple days. Is this staining? Let's see. Not quite. But I think if you were to wear this throughout the day and just let it naturally fade, it would probably look more like a stain. Lastly, we have Cherry, which is going to be the Bisou Balm. This is supposed to be a very lived-in balm, kind of like movie lips where it doesn't look like you're wearing any actual lip product on top of the lips. This is described as a warm brown red. This also has a sweet scent to it, but kind of mixed in with the scent of lipstick. Oh, beautiful. So it's kind of like a blurry lip color lip balm. Think like Fui Pudding Pots or something. I think I'll go in the center and then kind of work my way out. A bit bright on me. It feels very velvety, very blurry, kind of like it has a stronger powder content within the lipstick, you know? But it's depositing that pigment very well. Okay, the more I build it up, the darker it's getting. I was a little afraid this was going to be too orangey red. Oh yeah, how pretty is that? It almost looks like this could be my lip color because it doesn't look like there's a detectable lip product on top of my lips. We know that my lips are not this pigmented, but in an alternate universe, this could be my lip color. Definitely gives you that blurry look. It looks like a no makeup type of lip color. I could go with it being a little bit more brown, like a little bit deeper of a red brown color, but I do like this. I think that this looks really, really nice. I wouldn't say that it's a hydrating lip balm per se. I mean, it's definitely going to be a drier one because you want that more blurry look. That's what this lipstick is intended to do. But it doesn't feel like a matte lipstick. It doesn't feel like it's drying out the lips, but it doesn't feel like it's actually like nourishing the lips the same way the Bisou jelly is, you know? These are complete opposites, like on different spectrums, and I really like that about them. I like that they offer completely different finishes, but the same type of aesthetic where it's barely there type of color. It just adds a little something to the lips. If I had to choose between two though, knowing me, myself, I would probably wear, and I'm probably going to wear, the Bisou Jelly more, just because a matte lip isn't what I normally go for on a day-to-day, but both of them are beautiful. Have you guys tried the Phytosurgence lip balms, the conditioning lip balms? That feels similar to this, except those feel slightly more hydrating, but that doesn't mean that these are uncomfortable. I kind of want to just add both of them together. Should I? I'm going to put the Bisou Jelly on top just to see what this looks like. I know they're two completely different colors, but just to play with it. All right, you guys, that's everything that I bought during the Sephora Savings event. So I think I liked everything. I liked everything. I'm not sure, like I said, about this color, but I do really like the formula of the Violette FR eyeshadow paints. These are gorgeous. I'm gonna have to play around with this one a little bit more. You guys let me know what you think about that color. I'm actually very proud of myself for being very picky about what I picked up because it resulted in me really liking everything that I bought. I'm so happy with this. Please let me know what you guys thought about all of these products. If there's anything that you've been eyeing that maybe now you're swayed to purchase or maybe not purchase. Are you restocking on some of your favorites, or are you trying something out that you've had your eyes on? Let me know know. I would love to know because I am nosy. I want to know what everyone else got. If you guys have any additional questions for me, please let me know as well. But yeah, that's everything for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I will be leaving a video right here for you guys that YouTube actually thinks that you're going to be interested in based on what you've been watching recently. But until next time, you guys take care of yourselves and I will see you soon. Bye.